got a good amount of ice. Let's see, it's shining in the trees and stuff. I think on the power lines too. But it's not that thick on the power lines, thank goodness. Because with all the wind we're supposed to get today, that could be some trouble. So, street's got a shooting of ice on it. Is this person going to try to go up an alley? No? Okay. But, yeah. You can just hear this ice crackling in the trees with the wind. Everything has just got a coating of ice on it. I think all the freezing rain is now gone and we're done. So, man, listen to that ice crackle on the branches. Jeez. No way, that's fucking kind of scary. Good God, somebody must have pissed off Mother Nature. Last night we had winter weather advisory, ice storm warning, flash flood warning, severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning, dense fog advisory, all at the same time last night in this state. Good. And now here it is 3:30 in the afternoon and it is snowing here in Boonville. Hey, though, MoDOT was on the ball. I mean, I-70 was pretty much dry most of the way. Clear and dry. 65 was a little sketchy, but still, I mean, did a really good job on this. So, although I kind of wish, the storm didn't start as soon as I thought it was going to. So I didn't end up working yesterday when I probably could have came in and been like, you know what, let's close at 9 and then that way I can get home. But nope, dang storm had something different and came way later than I thought. It came about 10 o'clock and started doing it. Started freezing rain and so I ended up missing a whole day's pay. If I'd known it was going to start at 10 o'clock, I would have been like, I'll work till 9 and then we can just close up that way and get home. No, I thought it was going to start sooner, like 7 something or whatever, not enough time for it to really validate for me to come down here. So, oh well. Well, it is February 8th, a couple of days after the ice storm. And, excuse me, as you can see, 65 is just fine now. Although after yesterday afternoon, it was a little on the sketchy side. But, yeah, look at that field and everything. I mean, just a bit icy. See on the trees over there. I have to admit, though, it made, after the roads are all clear, and everything, in the sunlight, it is kind of pretty. the shine shows in a video as good as it does to your eye, it probably doesn't. But it's hard to describe, actually. I mean, it's actually very neat looking, I guess you could say. I mean, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I can't. Well, it kind of is a flashback, I guess, to when I was a kid. You know, back in the days where, you know, it was common, you know, we'd always get ice storms and snowstorms, you know, all the time, where nowadays, you know, climate change, you know, has made this at least less frequent, you know. So, I mean, even though it is a pain in the ass, you know, as an adult, you know, when you were a kid, you know, it wasn't a pain in the butt. But after it's all said and done, I mean, it is still pretty. You know, I do get, you know, people, you know, I love snow, you know, and love after an ice storm. You know, I get it because it's pretty to see. But I'm one of those, if I never saw this again, snow or ice, you know, lived in a place where it didn't do it, I wouldn't complain either. Although it does make for a pretty picturesque scene. Although it's not as pretty as it was probably yesterday, because, you know, the sun beating down is starting to melt some of this off of it. Like in town, most of the trees, all the ice is off of them. February 15th. And look what we got. I don't even know how many inches it is, but yeah, it was kind of a bitch getting to work. Yeah, and go figure, you know, yesterday, you know, all around here, it was like mid-fucking 50s. And then the bottom fell out and it started snowing. They're calling for more snow tomorrow. Oh my goodness. So, yay! I was glad it did hold off until now, you know, instead of doing that crap, you know, when me and Misty were in KC. So, woohoo! That was so fun. My God, my voice is still blown, as you can tell. I mean, it's not quite right. Excuse me. So, yay, Missouri winter. Snow picked back up. It's sleeting a bit, mixed in with the snow. Ow. That hurts when it hits your face. Never experienced this personally before. Oh my gosh. Sky, I can see it in the break in the clouds now, and all the jets that are flying. There he goes. Or they go, I should say. It's curving around. They're curving around. Wonder where they're off to. Probably came from Kansas City. Of course, he's not quite over me, you know. I mean, heck, as high up as they are, they're probably over Marshall Junction. I don't know. Pretty neat. You can tell there's a lot of air traffic today. I mean, you know, there's a lot of air traffic every day. Alright, there's one coming this way, and then there's one going the way. And you know, a lot of this, I believe, is coming from Columbia Regional. Now, the previous one might not. He might have been heading south because he was curving. But like that might be heading to Columbia Regional. That might be coming from Columbia. You know, who knows? But I mean, there's always a lot of air traffic in our sky. It's just, you know, conditions have got to be right for us to see the evidence of it. Like all these chemtrails of the jets. I guess that's what they're called, chemtrails. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just observing. Now, you know, over this area, you know, a little while back, you know, before Columbia Regional came on, you know, there probably wasn't quite as much. So, but Columbia has now gotten so big that they need like a big regional air service. So, there you go. But I mean, there's probably more air traffic over this area now because of Columbia Regional, but still, I mean, you know, there was probably still flights from KC to St. Louis. So, you know, and basically right here on I-70 is pretty much straight from KC to St. Louis. So, I mean, there you go. Always going to be air traffic. It's just kind of neat to actually be able to see remnants of what has gone by, you know. So, you can see that one that was coming. Can't really see his chemtrail anymore. It's fading out. Because, of course, he's also heading into cloudy area where it's still cloudy. While we had a break around over here. So, kind of cool to see. Some geese are flying. There's two behind right there. Somewhere. I can't see them in the camera, but there's the rest of the group. Boy, this little strand of clouds looks menacing, but I don't think there's anything in it. Wow, look at them geese. Well, daylight savings kicked in last night. It is like 5:26 in the afternoon or evening, I guess you could say technically, because, you know, the sun ain't out as long as it is in summer, but still, whatever you want to say. But it is so nice. I don't know, you know, for that sun to be that high in the sky, you know. So that means it'll be getting dark about 7-ish now, 7:30-ish. So much better. They just need to get rid of the standard time and keep daylight savings time going. It's pretty much antiquated anyway. I mean, it's pretty pointless. To be honest, I think a lot of people, even the ones who get up early in the morning to go to work and stuff, would rather it be dark when they go to work and have more daylight after they get off. Most of it was mainly for farmers, but I mean, anymore, it's kind of pointless because farmers do stuff way late into the night anyway, so it's going to be dark. They're going to be working in the dark anyway. No matter what time it is, whether it's in the morning or late at night, especially when it comes to getting crops in. So it's just pretty much pointless to ever go back to standard time. Because it really makes it shit, especially in the winter, near the beginning of it, or near the middle, I guess you could say. I mean, where, you know, it's freaking dark at 5:15. That's bullshit. 6:15's more tolerable. It really sucks for us who work like late afternoons, you know, into late, you know, almost middle of the night. You get to work, and then like an hour and a half, 2 hours after you get to work, it's fucking dark outside. So, oh yeah, there's my thoughts on, you know, standard time and savings time. Just need to get rid of standard time and keep everything savings time. Well, another thought is, like, in a way, it's kind of cool. Like, near the end of summer, you know, and all that, and fall's getting near, you know. About time when they switched over back to standard time, how the sun would be rising at like 4 in the fucking morning, 4:30, you know. So that's kind of weird and neat to see if you're up at that time, you know. Be like, it's getting daylight out and it's not even 5 a.m. So that's kind of cool. So, well, there's my 2 bits. See a very pretty sunset. Unfortunately, the camera makes it more yellowish and pinkish than it actually is. You know, it's a nice orange color, very pretty. Actually, the reflection on this is a more actual color of what I'm seeing to my eye actually in the sky. So, very pretty. A nice day, finally. It's like 52 degrees here in Boonville. Not a cloud in the sky. Well, some clouds. Of course, those could be left over from chemtrails and stuff too. You know, that's been spread out. But look how kind of straight line that is. I mean, even if it's showing up on the video, which I can't quite tell. I think it is. But still, I mean, pretty much not a cloud in the sky. That's nature's creating. There goes a plane. Or a jet. Right down there. I don't know if you can see it on the video or not, but just a nice day. I'm ready for stuff like this. I am already sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired of winter. Every year I get sick and tired of it. To be honest, I get sick and tired of it as soon as I start. Because I hate winter anyway. Fuck that. I'd rather it be hot than cold. So, and it looks like Rick Ball's electronic sign isn't working today. It's like an LED sign, you know, they can put videos up and all that. So, it's not working today. Well, it's still warm, but it's now a dreary, rainy day. Gonna rain, you know, tonight, all day tomorrow into Thursday. Anywhere between like 1 inch to 2 inches total. I've heard even somebody say that this low pressure system with the storm, with heavy rain on the warm side, heavy snow on the cold side, you know, it's supposed to be the strength of it equal to a Category 2 hurricane. I even read. I doubt that, though. I mean, come on. Could happen, I guess, in theory, but I highly doubt it. But the last clip I said something about Rick Ball's little electronic sign is out. I think they did is they lowered the brightness on it. As hell, even on this dreary day, it's not near as bright as it was. So I guess yesterday, they lowered the brightness on it or something. So when the sun was shining, you couldn't see it at all. Especially because the sun was shining from that way, right on this side. I don't know why they lowered it unless they got in trouble by MoDOT or the Highway Patrol being like a distraction for the interstate, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot dimmer than it usually is, I've noticed. Today, especially, because, I mean, it's cloudy. You should be able to, that should be still pretty bright to me. But it's a lot dimmer than it was. So, as hell, I mean, hell, the LEDs for Casey's gas is a lot brighter than that. Yeah, it's going to stay warm. But now it's just going to be rainy. Still better than the fucking cold. Fuck that. I'd rather it be warm and rainy than sunny and cold. Screw that. I'm done with winter. See, these transitions are really fucked up. I mean, even on a dreary, rainy day like this, they darkened the hell up. It's like, what the heck? They're darkening when they're not supposed to, and not darkening when I need them. Makes no sense. Well, the winds are picking up a bit, and you can see these lower level clouds are really trucking it. And I think the wind is right now coming from the south. I'm on the front of the building faces north. So right, that's north. And I think the wind is maybe coming from the south, like I've seen on radar forecasts, they're showing that most of our winds are going to be coming from the south. I don't know. We'll go to the side of the building and see if I can feel any wind. I don't really feel anything from that way. So maybe what little wind I'm feeling is kind of coming from the east right now, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to place the wind direction here. I mean, I think it's the east, though. I mean, I don't know. Licking your finger, lick the finger test. I think it's the east right now, kind of. Yeah, I guess the pressure is supposed to like really, really bottom out with this system that's moving through. So, and I guess maybe that's what they're calling for about, equal to a Category 2 hurricane is probably the air pressure is going to dip that so low that it's going to be like a hurricane moving through with the pressure wise. Some winds are going to really pick up, but I mean, what, Category 2 hurricane has 100,000, 100 mile an hour winds or something like that, over 100. So, yeah, I mean, they're saying the wind gusts are going to be like 60, 70, but not 100. So, probably the air pressure is what they're referring to when they talk about equal to a Category 2 hurricane. Yeah, these lower clouds are just kind of trucking on along. It's a convoy. Oh. Yeah, you can see the thicker through there, the thicker clouds that are higher up in the atmosphere, and these lower clouds are just really trucking along. But listen, they're heading north. Well, maybe northwest, maybe. And no, I'm not talking about that poor little girl who was unfortunate enough to be born to two idiots. Next couple of days going to be interesting. Kind of wonder what's going to be like when I have to get out of here at midnight and have to drive home. Ooh, I hope I don't have to deal with a whole bunch of wind and really heavy rain. Because I hate it when I have to slow down, really. I mean, I don't speed. But, you know, I want to be able to do the speed limit. And I hate it when I have to really slow down. It just takes me longer to get home because I really want to get home. I mean, it's not like I live in the same town that I work. You know, I got to commute for a little bit. And that just takes up precious time at home. So, I guess we'll see. Well, we gotten some rain for a while, and this is kind of weird. Check out this pole, this utility pole. Half of it's wet, half of it's dry. That's kind of weird. Well, it's Wednesday. Hump day! A few days ago, they said it was supposed to rain all damn day, but no, it's not. Getting clearing skies that way, but yet that low pressure system is still way out over there, over in West Kansas. Yeah, but with that, it just makes that look just terrifying almost. It looks so dark over there. You know, if you saw that and it was actually coming to you, towards you, you'd be like, oh shit, there's a big boomer coming. But yeah, wind's been gusting pretty much a lot today. Earlier I saw this puddle in the parking lot here. It was like make waves like in a big giant lake. It was like, whoa. If you're stoned or high, you know, you'd be like, dude. So driving in was kind of a pain in the butt because that wind's like really blowing in from like the east southeast or southeast east or around the southeast, you know. I forgot what I saw on forecast, but it's coming from about southeast. You know, I was heading south on 65, no problem. As soon as I got on I-70, I was having to fight the whole way. As soon as I got on I-70, it was them wind gusts. Woo! I hate having a high-profile vehicle. Ugh. Or a higher-profile vehicle. I can't wait to get my car fixed because that wind wouldn't have really bothered me too much. There's been a couple of times where even the wind hit that and I was like, oh shit. So. Oh boy, it's so nice though. I mean, sun's out now. It's like 60, mid-60s. I don't know, I haven't looked. Last time I looked and when I left for work, it was 61. It's probably warming now. It's probably 65, 66, something like that. Tonight, you know, by the time I get home, it's supposed to be down to 55. I only brought my coat just for the simple fact is about the rain. Otherwise, today would have been the day if they were predicting sunny. I left my coat at home. So, of course, now this little clip has turned into just me yammering on, which I tend to do anyway. which is kind of part of, ADHD, the stuff like that. And I saw a clip on Facebook, some dude, that I somehow got subscribed to. I don't even remember how. But his name is Kevin, and his title is ADHD something something rather. And it was a very good watch. I mean, he put out there perfectly what it's like in this clip. And it had to, explain the part of the brain, I forgot, it starts with a C. How, if it's functioning, or how do you put it? Was it, normal functioning, that, people think, and it has something to do with impulses. And if it's functioning, it controls them impulses. When it's actually not functioning, when you have one that is not active, then those people tend to be a lot more impulsive. And will talk a lot, or stuff like that. And, with ADHD, and then also, manic depressive combined with that, when you're in your manic mode, it just makes that even worse. Because usually I'm not a very talkative person until I get going. See, like right now, I guess you could call me manic. I'm not really, per se. I mean, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm in a good mood. But I'm kind of moving as I'm talking. As I'm standing, but I'm just kind of moving my legs, kind of shuffling around, like almost kind of like dancing. And as you can hear, I'm kind of talkative right now. As of in this clip right here, I'm 5.5 minutes into it. When I was originally planning on just making a comment about the weather, and it lasted about 30 freaking seconds. So, as you all are sitting here staring at Old 5 Road with I-70 in the background behind the hill, and the overpass of X103 of Highway B and Main Street, with Mickey D's and Casey's back there, and Mickey D's, oh god. They've got, I guess now, a bacon Big Mac, which I want to try. And there I go again. I just caught myself. I got off the subject and went on to a total different subject. And yeah, it's rough being in my head. I will admit that. But sometimes that makes me interesting. And I guess that's why, probably part of the reasons why what few people who do love me. Because I make things interesting. I'm not boring, I guess, even though I personally think I can be boring. As like I'm talking here to you all, you're all probably just like, shut the fuck up, you're boring the hell out of me, if you've lasted this long. But I don't know how I would be if I didn't have these, the ADHD and manic depressive. I don't know if I would be just always an outspoken person, or if I would be, if I would be an extrovert, or if I'd be an introvert. But with this, I'm kind of an introverted extrovert. That's the best way I can describe it, I guess. I don't know. So, well, I've yammered on incoherently for long enough. It's been 8 minutes on this clip, so I'm just going to end it. Okay. See, the storms over there are just like trailing kind of from southwest to northeast, or more like south-southwest to north-northeast. Like, Columbia's 20 miles away. They're getting thunderstorms while it's sunny here. Well, a few clouds poking through. But what I noticed, look over here. You got some white clouds and then the tops. Look how dark those clouds are. It's really weird. And see, there's some darker clouds there, a little bit. Now these are white clouds, but of course, you know, the sun's behind them, so they're kind of got some thickness, so it looks dark underneath, but not really. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just found that was weird. That's the first thing I noticed. Alright, I'm at I-70, on I-70, I'm about to cross Choteau Creek, and we'll see if it's still out and above the, or at the very base of the bridge that's over here on this road. And it looks like it's still out. And, yep, it's still right up to the bottom of that bridge. So, the flooding around here is going to continue on. There's an Estes broken down on the side road there. But they're saying around here that the creeks and rivers are all going to peak or crest, I guess, or whatever the term is, where they reach their highest, where they're going to reach their highest on Thursday, they're saying. And it's all because of all the rain and snow that up north has been getting, like, you know, and like what happened in Nebraska, where, you know, half the state was drowning, the other half was buried in snow, and all that's melting and all that shifting on down the rivers and creeks down this way, because the Missouri River flows through Nebraska. And like the Mississippi, of course, goes all the way up, you know, to Minnesota, I believe, I think. But yeah, all the snow and all that moisture that was up north is now going to work its way down here. So it's just going to flood all the way down, probably. So if that's right, then I believe that road will eventually get closed, because I think it'll go on over that road. So we'll see. Okay, it's Tuesday. Last clip it was Monday. And this is at the Blackwater River here in Saline County, and you can tell it was out. I didn't think to record yesterday for some reason, but it has subsided for now, because as you can see, it's gone back down, but you can tell where it was out. So, but it'll probably come back out as more water works its way down. For now, you're going to be looking at my feet and my footstool thing and the floor before I focus on the subject I'm going to record. It has been proven to me now that your smartphones, or and mainly it's the smartphones, are always listening. And we're talking Android, because of, you know, it's a Google thing. So basically Google is listening to you through your phone at all fucking times. And there's been videos showing up here on YouTube, you know, that'll prove that and try it, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, I didn't put much thought into it. I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. If they are, they are. If they're not, they're not. And I highly doubted that it was. Well,
ran into, well, I was at work and had a customer come in, and he had mentioned that his wife was on his way to a show, and I asked what show, and he had mentioned that it was, oh, I cannot think of the person's name right now, but he was with, uh, the Grateful Dead. And it got us talking about music and stuff like that. And somehow I got and mentioned, after, I told him that I finally got to see Elton after so long, but another that I would be interested in seeing, because I think it would be a great show, because it's just so many artists all together. And that's Ringo Starr and his all-star band. Well, I'm watching here on YouTube. The video I'm watching goes to a ad. There you go. Google does fucking listen to you through your phone. So, yeah, I know it took this clip 3 minutes for me to get to this point, but yeah, I had to tell the backstory to it. So yeah, your phone, if you have an Android, does listen to you because of Google. Might be on the iPhones too if you use Google on your iPhone. I don't know. I hate iPhones. They're stupid. They suck. Not very user friendly. And I hate them. So, but yeah, it does listen to you. This is supposed to be the super worm moon. Yeah, it's being blocked by our sign. About 8:43 is supposed to be its peak, I guess, 8:43 p.m. And it is now 8:45. But it's now coming out from the clouds. So there's the super worm moon. Almost behind our sign. I think we had a condor take a shit. Good God.
He's not gonna do it. So, I want to see that.
You want me to scoot down? Do I need to scoot down?
Come on.
Well, there are some thunder boomers to the east, and on the radar they look like strong little fuckers, blobs of reds. And you can see down there the towering thunderheads over there. There they are. I was looking off camera. Just kind of bubbling up. But they're all to the east. There's some light showers to the north. I don't know if they'll blossom into boomers or not. But there's nothing blossoming to our west. So I don't think we're going to get any rain anymore, at least. It's been raining most of this afternoon. And it's died off. And I'm facing north. And, this rain's been moving from the west to the east. Well, it's like the clouds have lowered here. And it's like this lower shelf is actually going east to west. And just look how foggy it's getting now. Yeah, it's like, yeah, those clouds are just booking it, these lower clouds. I mean, it looks moving faster to my eye than it does on this
camera, but yeah, kind of gotten hazy, and it's now muggy and warm. It's like 70 degrees. So, yeah. Kind of clouds are hauling ass, and the wind's now coming from the east, and there was a flash of lightning. I hope that picked up just the stereo spectrum of that thunder. That was neat. That sounded neat. I hope this picked that up. That would be cool. Oh yeah, it's even kind of low. It almost looks like it's moving in front of that tower almost. At least to me in my eye. Yeah, some of it. Yeah, there it is. It's in front of that tower. Now you can't even see the flashing light on top. So yeah, these clouds are just that freaking low, because that tower isn't all that tall. And now you can see some of the flashing light once in a while. At least I can in my eye. Wow. This is weird. These clouds are fucking low. Of course, we don't really need all this rain, because we've been dealing with quite a bit of flooding still now. Like, just north of here, this is Highway B / Main Street, which goes on through Boonville and out the north end across the Missouri River and turns into, like in town, US 40 / Missouri 5, and then crosses the Missouri River, and right across the river it connects with Missouri 87, and Missouri 87 is closed due to flooding. And I had one of my co-workers, I don't think that was in the camera shot, because it struck right there in the middle of the camera screen. Right there was that lightning bolt. Missed that. Darn it. But I had a coworker because they're also doing bridge inspections on I-70. So sometimes the morning shift will have to take the back way in, which is Missouri 40 into Boonville. And she said that the water was almost up to 40 near where it connects at 87. So, and then in Saline County and Carroll County, actually it's Carroll County that's having the issue. But 65 yesterday in an area was down to 1 lane because of the floodwaters, and then today it covered on over and is now closed due to flooding. And now we're getting this rain, we don't need it. And I just noticed, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like more of the McDonald's sign is dying. Now the arches ain't even lit up at all. It was like half the arch just not long ago. Oh, this has become a clusterfuck of little things in this little clip here. But yeah, we didn't need this rain. And I just heard that on the radio that with all this flooding, like 1 million cattle have been killed in this flooding. So, I mean, kind of sucks. That's kind of a bad way to go, is to drown, but thinking as in what it's going to do to us, that means that beef prices are going to fucking skyrocket. So, we'll see. Yeah, just what we need. Our food skyrocketing in price as the gas skyrockets too, gets up. I don't know if I can zoom in on it, if it's going to show it. Yeah. $2.45 a gallon for regular gas. That's here in Boonville. In Marshall, I think it's $2.43. Shit! Son of a bitch! That struck just behind me, just behind the building. I saw something spark. The lights went out for a second. Fucking hell. Motherfucker. That was probably no more than 50 feet from me. Son of a bitch. That scared the fuck out of me. Whew. Good God, there goes them birds that were back there. Okay, I'm gonna go in. It might not be much protection since it's a fucking metal building. Whew, son of a bitch. I'm on my way to take her in. Hopefully, we can get it fixed. So close, so close. Alright, well, I haven't done a little clip in a while since the last one I did. Today's the 8th of April. About 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And it's really nice out here. It's still like 66, 67 degrees, something like that. I don't know. But 5 days ago was my birthday. Turned a big 4-3. And it turned out to be an absolute shitty fucking birthday. On my way to work, and about 10 miles from the junction, fucking tire blows out on I-70. And it totally fucked up the wheel well, as you could see, even in the dark. And up in there. And I gotta check this fog light now to see what happened to it, because it doesn't work now since that. Bent this fender all the fucking hell. See, the line's not even straight anymore. So, and I wasn't about to try to change that tire, which is the driver's side, on the side of the fucking interstate. Fuck that. That's too dangerous and just plain stupid to do. So use roadside assistance. And because of the damn time of day and the fact this is the backup vehicle, so we don't have a good spare tire really for it. And because of the age of the spare tire, the company out of here, out of Boonville, didn't want to mess with it. So I had to opt to try to have it just towed to the nearest place I can just tire thrown on it. And just like all fucking shitty Walmarts, this Walmart here is shitty too. This fucking Walmart didn't have a tire and lube. So couldn't have it towed here, get a damn tire put on it, and then come to fucking work. No. Had to go back to Marshall. Which meant I missed work. So that just fucking blows and just makes me hate Walmart even more. Fucking piece of shit company. Bet you Sam Walton is rolling in his grave. Ugh. Okay, there's my rant and piss off over. Oh. But it is a pretty nice night. It's been a really slow freaking night, though. So, I've just been pretty much fucking bored out of my mind. Did the cleaning and all the stuff I'm supposed to do. And yes, I'm vaping. Do you vape? No, I do not. Why do you ask? Smokers. Oh, I'm sorry my smoke got into your area. I'm sorry, sir or madam. Vapors. Take my glorious cloud of berry menthol. And hey, McDonald's fixed their sign. And in the previous clip where I almost died, I guess you could say, you know, when I was mentioning that it looked like their sign was partially out. I think it was in that clip where even more of their sign had gone out. Or whatever you want to call that. It was back on later. It was just, I think, because of the light, it was still bright. I couldn't quite see it. But now a little section of that other side is now kind of out. I don't know if I can get it zoomed in, if you can tell. There you go. You can see on that corner, that side, right part, it is out. But they did fix the rest. Go figure. Like it makes a damn difference. Freaking totally closes at freaking 11 o'clock. Kind of ridiculous for a business who has now about 10 years now started going into, you know, doing 24-hour drive-thrus at some locations. To have a location that's on an interstate, just right off the interstate, have their drive-thru close at 11 o'clock with the rest of the restaurant. Kind of stupid. And I kind of have to say the same for Taco Bell, which is just over the hill there. They're right off the interstate. And I think they close at 11 o'clock too. Instead of having their drive-thru open until 2 or 3 in the morning. You know, I mean, you know, Marshall's kind of shitty too, I'll admit. But hell, our drive-thru's open 24 fucking hours a day at McDonald's, and fucking Taco Bell on weekdays is open till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturday nights open till 3, I believe. I believe those hours, but they are open late. I mean, I'm not a businessman, but I don't know really much about business, but to me, that kind of seems stupid if, you know, you have the potential for good business to not be open. You know, and I know it has to deal with franchisees, you know, and stuff like that, you know. And that they have more control, you know, over things. You know, it's not necessarily corporate that is like, okay, yeah, no, just close at 11 or whatever. You know, that's up to the franchisee usually, from what I understand. But, you know, you're biting yourself in the ass that way. I mean, it is now a world where, you know, things are 24 hours or open really late anymore. You know, so, I mean, it's just kind of thing, you know, they say, you know, it, you know, have, like, the adults, Not like the high school kids or whatever, people who are in school or whatever, working these shifts super late. No. Have the ones who don't go to school do these late shifts or the overnight shifts. And don't put them also same said people on back to back. They're open late, they're working till 3 in the morning. And then have them turn back around and fucking come back at noon or one stupid like that, Don't overwork your employees to do it. But also, you're missing an opportunity on business, I guess you could say. And I just totally went on a pretty much nonsensical rant. Hopefully you all can understand where I'm getting at. So, granted, a lot of these things ain't really easy to eat on the road while you're driving, which you really shouldn't eat, but, most everybody does while they're driving. Let's select things that are fairly easy. Get a regular hamburger or, double cheeseburger, something regular like that. You keep in the wrapper, you can eat with one hand, that's fine. Tacos, probably not, okay, I can understand that. But, in cases like that, some people, they pull off, be like, okay, yeah, Taco Bell sounds good. Pull off, get their food, park in the parking lot, eat their food, move on. Of course, here it could also be a case, that they don't think they will be able to compete. At least here, with the 2 other fast food restaurants that are open 24 hours, and that is Wendy's inside a Pilot at exit 101 down there, and Hardee's inside of Love's at the same exit on the other side of the interstate. So maybe that is the case here. I don't know. Frankly, I'd rather have Hardee's over McDonald's or Wendy's over McDonald's and Taco Bell, frankly. But there are a lot of people that would be the opposite. They'd rather have Taco Bell or McDonald's over Hardee's or Wendy's. So, I don't know. It would be a case to experiment, as I'm pretty sure this McDonald's does really well. It does, I think. When I worked here 10 years ago, this McDonald's was bumping all the time. And so was Taco Bell. So it would be all right, maybe experiment, with these 2 restaurants. Try having this drive-thru open for 24 hours, try it for a half a year. See what happens. With Taco Bell, try being open 1 to 2 in the morning. See what happens. See if it's going to make you more money or if it's going to hurt you. And if it's going to hurt you, then discontinue. Businesses discontinue shit all the damn time. So, and here I am. I've been ranting now for 13 minutes on this clip. So I'm going to shut up. Well, they're calling for possibly severe storms tonight. Right now, I really don't know when they'll hit this area. If they'll hit before I have to leave work or while I'm on the way home. But yeah, it's been kind of just cloudy, threatening looking all day. So we'll see. And it's been a couple of weeks now, but I got her back. Got new head gaskets in, an intake gasket. Right now there's a little transmission issue, like it'll want to shift hard like when you're putting it in the gear and like the first shift. But I think I know really what's causing it. I think, to be honest, it's the mass airflow sensor that's errored, and it's causing other sensors not to activate properly. Because the transmission was perfectly fine when I took it to the shop. Because, so I think as the mass airflow sensor got read as dirty or bad or whatever, you know, that's what triggered when it triggered the problem. So I'm hoping that's it. But I'm thinking it probably is, because both codes that it's throwing are for the mass airflow sensor. So hopefully that is what it is. Because I don't think it is a transmission itself. I think it is a sensor problem, even if it isn't the mass airflow sensor. So hopefully tomorrow we'll find that out, because before work I'm going to go get a new mass airflow sensor anyway, throw it in, and we'll see. Yeah, a bit cloudy out. So wonder, yeah, like I said, if the storms are going to hit while I'm still here or hit while I'm trying to get home. If it's before here, we'll see if the building gets struck by lightning again. Good God. Yeah, still can't have told the boss, you know, and he goes, oh, that happens. It's like, really? Thanks for fucking warning me. You know, this is not the first time the building has been struck by lightning, and you're talking like it happens all the time. Thanks for telling me. Appreciate it. Oh, would have loved to have had a warning, you know. So, and it is April, and the big special day is coming, 4/20. You know, so, and law enforcement from right here is going to be cracking down and just having checkpoints to check for drugged drivers. It's like, really? But I'm just glad I don't work that day. I'm going to pretty much stay in one place. I don't do any drugs or anything like that anyway, so I don't have to worry about it, really. I think it's just a slight overreaction. I still think that the bigger threat, it being I think it's a Saturday, either a Friday or a Saturday. It's one of the days I'm off anyway. But on those days, even with it being, you know, I guess weed day, I guess you could call it, you're going to have to worry about drunk drivers more than you have to be about drug drivers. It being a weekend, a normal weekend even. A normal weekend, you're going to have more drunk people than you have anything else. So, oh well. It is what it is. This world is pretty much not going to change. So, I guess that's enough of me a little ranting on this one. Alright, well, right now, it's actually kind of clearing up around here. We got a sunset going, some blue skies. You know, and then there's to the north all them clouds, like in right about probably there is a shower down kind of north of Marshall. Kind of like right about there, right somewhere. But further on, like kind of like that way, is probably about Wichita, Kansas, way that way. There's some big boomers forming, so I mean, It's like kind of like the break in between the clouds, you know, before this next line of storms comes through. I mean, we didn't get, there was one line that was up in North Missouri that like went through Maryville and Northwest Missouri. You know, up in the Maryville, Tarkio kind of area, up in and into Iowa, through like Bedford and Clarinda and all them. You know, the Northwest Missouri and the Southwest Iowa area, and scooting across through central Iowa and stuff. So that's some neat looking little clouds right there. Little very wispy looking clouds. It looks like brush strokes. It's kind of cool looking clouds. So, well, I screwed up and accidentally hit the stop button when I was just going to check to see if it was zoomed in, as it kind of seemed like it might have been zoomed in, but it isn't. So sorry for that cutout there like that, but I'm kind of pretty much done now. Yeah, it just kind of looks like brush strokes in the sky. Pretty cool. You know, Bob Ross is painting the sky. Okay, there we go. We're getting some lightning over there, and that is just north of Kansas City. I mean, just north. So that's 100 miles away. Is I just looked the fucking radar. Because as soon as I came out here and I looked that way, I saw some lightning. I was like, oh, okay. So I checked the radar. Yep. It looked like a gust front moving through on the radar. You know, just a thin blue line. And then that thin blue line bloomed and is now yellow. So it is lightning over there and there. That's more towards like Maryville and all that. Oh, yeah, the clouds are closer, you know. Yeah, you can see the mounds up in there. Yeah, it is lightning now. I don't know how long it will take for this to get here. Because like I said, I mean, Kansas City area, you know, that's 100 miles that way. I mean, literally, I guess from city limit, all right, from that overpass right there to the city limit of Kansas City itself is 100 miles. That's what the sign says. So, we getting some lightning. Alright, I'm in Boonville. And this lightning here that I'm seeing is just north of Kansas City. At least the cell is, according to the radar I looked at. And there's the lightning from all the way over here in Boonville. And even in this little cloud bank over there, there's some lightning in that, and then that's kind of aiming towards like Maryville, like the northwest corner of Missouri. Of course, there's not as much activity there as there is over here. And it is currently 8:20 p.m. Central Time. So here's what I'm seeing. Just waiting on it to show up here. You know, there are people that wonder why I hate people. And, you know, this is the perfect example of this. Come to somebody's business, place of employment, and then you do shit like this. Our parking lot is not a fucking trash can. And these people were pain in the fucking asses too. They wanted me to open shit and look at it and everything like that. If I knew they were going to do this shit, I'd be like, no, fuck you. Fucking assholes. Next time I see them, if I recognize them, I'm going to tell them that I know what they did in my parking lot and I had to clean it up and you can just go away. Fucking assholes. By a thunder boomer, I could tell it by on the radar what it did, and then I confirmed by somebody there that it was a pretty little strong little thunder boomer, a lot of wind and pouring rain. And looking on the radar, it's heading straight for us. And yeah, there is the rain shaft. You can see it. That's all. I've always thought it was neat. You can see the rain shaft, and the rain shaft goes kind of over to there. I've always thought that was cool, how you can see that. Like the shots you see, you know, like in the deserts, you know, that, you know, are sped up, time lapse or whatever, and you can watch it. It's always neat to watch it move. Excuse me, dang, sorry, hiccup. So, yeah, we're about to get a thunder boomer. Hopefully I won't almost die this time. So, yeah, it's gonna rain. Starting to rain here, but yeah, you can see that rain shaft. A few of them, see, even over there, you know, it's widening. Still pretty cool. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to go inside. Alright, I'm inside. And it just hit. There was a lot of wind for a second there. I don't know if, well, I don't know if you can hear it there right now. Probably on the right side because that's the door to my right. I'm just showing the floor because I can't really do a video in here. Because this is an age-restricted building. Yeah, maybe that was going to be all the wind, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. This is an all-metal building, and I heard the sign up on the top, you know, and the roof creaking when the wind first hit. I was like, holy shit. So yeah, he was right when he said it had a lot of wind in it when it hit Marshall. There it is. Maybe you can hear it now. I don't know. So, I know it's freaking with the air pressure in here and the AC that's going, because now I can feel the AC a lot better right now. Yeah, I know, real interesting video, isn't it? Looking at the floor of the bullpen in an adult store. Sure, real interesting stuff. And no, I'm not going to pan around the building. That just, one, wouldn't be appropriate. Two, I could possibly get into trouble. Because I know for a fact some of the few people that watch my videos are under the age of 18. Because they are my nieces and nephews. I'm not going to do that. And plus, some future viewers or whatever might be under the age of 18 too. So I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I think most of the wind was just in the front of the storm. It had a little gust front to it. But yeah, it was blowing pretty hard because I'm looking at security cameras.
And the 3 of the 4 that are outside are now blurry because the lenses got pounded with rain. Only 1 is still clear because it's in the back of the building and is being protected by the building because the storm is moving from northwest to southeast, and that's the south side of the building. It's on, I'm not going to say where, but it's in the back of the building, and it probably got pounded by rain, but the back of the camera did, so the lens didn't get hit. I mean, it covers the entire back of the building, but the lens is protected, I should say. So, okay, I've been yakking for 5 minutes now for pretty much nothing. So, I'm just going to stop. Well, I thought I'd go mushroom hunting. What the heck? They say that this year is supposed to be like, I guess, a bumper crop, quote unquote. Eee, muddy, muddy, muddy. Around in this area. So, but I've seen mixed posts like on Facebook. You know, some people are showing pictures of all the ones they found. A couple people who went today posted they only found maybe 1 or around 1 or 2. So, I don't know. I'm trying a spot that I don't think anybody really thinks about. That is a Missouri conservation area called McKinney. I pulled up here, there was no vehicles here. So, maybe nobody's really thought to check this area. Maybe I get lucky and find me some shrooms. But yeah, I mean, you know, now during hunting season, you know, I see this area when I used to drive by it all the time. You know, the lot had several vehicles in it. But, you know, it's kind of a marshy area right there. So, thought I'd maybe give it a chance. We'll see. I don't want to go up that way because there really isn't much wooded area up that way. And plus, that's a hellacious hill, and I'm old and fat, and I don't feel like climbing that fucking hill. So, and I know you shouldn't go by yourself. Well, I couldn't find fucking anybody to go with. So, screw it. People do it all the time. Hell, I grew up in the country, roamed the woods by myself as a kid, so brought me a little hoe. Not the type you bang, but the type you dig with. And using it as a walking stick, and for just in case I encounter the evil creatures, a snake or whatever. That way maybe I can scoot him out of the way, per se, because ooh, dragonfly, that was cool. Almost stepped on it. You don't want to step on a little dragonfly. Huh. Leave dragonflies alone. But, you know, just in case it's needed. Plus, it's just a handy little walking stick. Don't have to find a stick that I put any pressure on, it'll snap and boom, down I go. So, we will see how this goes. I hope I find some shrooms, because that sounds delicious right now. There's a big tree that fell long ago. And I think I'm pointing, yeah, I think so. Kind of bright out here, so I can't really see the screen. But yeah, instead of trying to go up that hill, I'm going to this area here where it's more flat. So I'm just kind of following this little farmer's path, which are, you know, well, mainly for the conservation department, but the farmers use it too. So we'll see if I find me any shrooms. I'm down in the woods now. I haven't been pretty much out in the woods per se for ages. And except for the sounds of US or Missouri 41, it's so quiet, peaceful. Hearing birds chirping, all different kinds. It's very nice. Very peaceful. I've seen a couple of deer paths. I followed one in. So, woo. Still no luck. Just kind of listening to the sounds. Came across a deer path. Goes along. And right up there. I actually followed the deer path into here. At the end of the area is private property, and right there, a deer path from that field into the woods. So I followed the deer path in. I hear rustling. Probably a woodland creature. I saw a rabbit earlier. He was flying too. I should have stayed on because there was a deer and she was coming right up this path, a doe. Good size one. Got pretty close and I said, "Hello, deer," and she turned around and took off that way. It's pretty cool. See, I thought I heard a woodland creature. I was right. I hear another one, I thought, unless it's the same one. I mean, usually deers aren't by themselves, from what I know. So, I don't know. Could be just the same one running as she's running away. Well, didn't find anything. I'm out. And I'm in the area, one of the areas where the conservation will just plant corn. Let it grow for deer and other animals. So, trip was a bust. Oh well. Disappointed, but oh well. I'm here at the Miami access for the Missouri River. And It is up still. And it flowing pretty good. Flowing at a good clip. I know it says no parking. I'm not really parking, I'm standing, as they call it. Just sitting here. Going pretty good. It's pouring. Well, I ended up having to come in 2 hours early today and work till midnight. Now I gotta try to hurry up and get home, get some little sleep, and boy do I mean little. Get up about 5:30. That way I can get ready and get kind of woken up and leave about 6:45 so I can be in Columbia at 8. Do mandatory training. When that's done, come here, work till midnight, and then go home. That's gonna suck. But it's been pretty much raining nonstop for quite a while now, and we got a little break in it right now before some more, and there are expected to be some severe storms coming next after this wave. Down south, southern Missouri, and then like Oklahoma and Arkansas, they've been popping tornadoes today. And it's here. Main part of Oklahoma City, I guess, is flooding from what I just saw. And you know, down there, you know, they've got that red clay. And so the water, the flood water is just red. It looks like rivers of blood almost in the videos. That could be some nasty shit too. I mean, if you got a road that's made of that and you don't got no gravel, you ain't going anywhere in that either. That's gonna be that'd be slicker than shit. Oh. But yeah, I got a little break in the rain right now. We'll see what kind of severe weather pops up, if any. Kind of cool though. Look how low the clouds are here. I mean, look at that. There's that tower at Casey's. Of course, the last time I did that, I got a very big surprise. I don't think it's going to happen right now. It's been pretty quiet right now. It hasn't been a little bit of thunder, but really no lightning. I mean, that you could tell. I mean, you know what I mean. You know, there wasn't really any striking lightning. You know, it's that kind of thunder, you know, staying in the clouds, or the lightning that's staying in the clouds, you know. By the cloud. There we go. That's the term I was trying to find. So. But we'll see what this next batch rolling through brings. And I always think it's weird. You know, frame rates in cameras don't match up well sometimes with LEDs. I mean, look at that. Looks like it's blinking, but they're not, of course. Because, you know, LEDs have a bit of flicker to them, of course. So, yeah, I'm out here getting a quick or some nicotine break while I can. It's pouring down rain, just leaves me no option. You know, I mean, I can't really do that in the rain.
Right now, my car looks nice and clean. Of course, when it dries, it won't. It won't look clean because it's just hiding dirt and dust and mud and stuff. It needs a bath. So.
Oh, got him. Oh, here.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you just pull that from the truck, or did you just go into the front?
He brought his van.
Oh my God.
Ready?
Yep. I am not responsible. There's a trash can. No. There you go. 100% silicone. Yes, you saw
Wow.
your first, folks.
Okay, those plastic lamp shades that go on the floor lamps, you know, and the shades kind of point up, you know, these things. After a while, they get very, 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 very brittle. I mean, super brittle. I mean, look at that. It's like dried icing. I mean, like, I'm crushing it into a powder. Yeah! Typical Chinese-made crap. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure if it's related, but of course. Down there are a couple of signs on the side of the interstate there, along the interstate, pinkish ones. Of course, you see right here, probably Highway Patrol, but further down, there are more lights, but I can't tell what is going on. Unless this is still ongoing from earlier today when there was a truck that went off the road into the median and flipped over. It was a flatbed hauling pipes. But when I went by that was 3:30. It is now 11:30. Which means if that is still that, then that's been going on for at least 8 hours. Holy moly. So, if that is the case, good Lord. If it's not, then what else is going on? I can't remember. I think, yeah, that's about where it happened, where it was. So maybe it is. I just don't know. It's just hard to tell. It's dark. Can't see shit. And I would never have known. I just discovered this about an hour and a half ago when I was out here and I noticed those signs there. I'm like, what, are they doing construction now over here? But no, it is that warning, you know, hey, there's something going on here. Because if it was road construction, it'd be orange. Accidents and stuff like that, they're pink. Or regular crews, like road crews, are sometimes pink that are contracted out. I think. So, yeah, if it's that truck, good God. So probably at least 9 hours. That probably happened an hour before I got to it. I don't know. Guess I'll find out when I leave tonight. Of course, you know it's going to be dark. I don't have a mount on my vehicle for this. So I will not be recording as I'm driving by. It's just too dangerous to do. So that will not be happening. If I remember to, I'll put in letters in editing right about now on what happened. Or what it was. Actually, that was the towing company still working on it. They were getting the truck uprighted and on the thing and getting it cleared. I love how inconsiderate assholes just put refrigerated items that they don't want just any old fucking where. God, just people that probably shouldn't be on this planet. Well, there we go. That's to the east. And then to the west. Dark, doom, and gloom. Special weather statement they're calling it. But, you know, they're saying strong storms moving northeast. Have winds up to 40 miles an hour. So, nothing too dramatic, I guess you'd say. But I'm out here getting my nicotine while I can because there's supposed to be like a bunch of rain behind it and stuff, so it might be hard to get my nicotine in, even though I need to give up the nicotine. They decided they wanted some plants. As I was saying, they decided they wanted some plants, so they pulled out the old cedar or pine tree that was there, or cedar tree, whatever you want to call it, and they brought these plants here. Well, the storm that moved through earlier knocked them over, so we've got them down here in anticipation for this storm because of the wind, because they ain't planted down in there yet. So, and me and some of the other employees are thinking about just getting together, getting some potting soil, and actually plant them in these planters and get them out of those, because I don't think those are designed to be a permanent housing for those anyway. So, but yeah, we got them laying down like that right now. At least that way they hopefully won't get damaged. At least keep them from being blown over and knocked down and being broken. Kind of neat little trees, or whatever you want to call them. So, the flowers don't have any smell to them. They're just kind of pretty little deep red flowers. Nothing too special. Pickup truck with a long trailer hauling. I don't know if those are Ford Transits or if those are the Dodge ones or what. Can't tell from here. They all kind of look the same anymore. I know those ain't Mercedes-Benzes, because Mercedes-Benzes are fucking huge. They look more like either the Dodge, whatever they're called, or the Ford Transit. They're all just copies of the British vans that, you know, they've had in England for decades anyway. It just took them forever to actually be like, hey, these might be a good idea for work vehicles. Let's make them in here in the United States, or have them brought into the United States. You know, but, so, yeah. It's almost too little too late, to be honest. So using regular vans that have been around forever around here, you know, those are better suited, you know, for work. Like construction or plumbing, you know, stuff like that. And, ooh, look at that little smoke-colored cloud that's coming down, and I'm feeling drops of rain. No rotation or anything, just, I should say, an old-fashioned thunderstorm is coming through, getting ready to. So. Holy shit, here comes the wind. Look at the dust blowing over there. Holy crap. The building's blocking most of them from me. Lord. Wind is really whipping now. You can hear the door. Too bad I can't zoom in on these cameras. That would be cool. There supposedly is a tornado on the ground somewhere in Cooper County here, down towards Blackwater, which is that way. Kind of that way. Heading that way. So I don't know. We'll see. Sirens went off here in Boonville. I could barely hear them in the building. I got people watching out for me. And before you say, well, you need to take cover. I can't fucking take cover. I cannot leave the store. It is a metal building, basically one room. I have no options. Quite a bit of cloud lightning in this. So, best I can do is kind of stand here and look and see if I can catch a glimpse of a funnel in the flashes. That's about all I can frickin' do, except rely on people who's talking to me and the radio inside. But basically, even if I do know something, there's nothing I can fucking do. Oh, here comes some wind. Yeah, the possible tornado, I guess, didn't form, and the warning was downgraded to a severe thunderstorm warning from a tornado warning. So yeah, here comes some wind. Woo. A lot of wind. Well, let's see here. Is it even zoomed? Is it zoomed in? No? Okay. Well, as you can see, just the ABS, the vehicle, and track off is on. Back to where it was before the head gasket blew and all that. So it was shifting hard, and it turns out the guy I had to do head gasket did not hook back up the MAP sensor, which is the manifold absolute pressure sensor. It was causing the transmission to shift hard. You know, I knew that there was a chance it could do that, but it wasn't that big of a chance, so I didn't think. But yeah, took it up to the transmission shop. He didn't even look at the transmission. He drove it, read check codes, checked that the map sensor, and it wasn't even hooked up. And another place that was very reputable missed that. I mean, they knew that it was throwing a code for a map sensor, but he said he didn't know much about it or anything like that. It might be bad. It might be just not connected quite properly. It was totally disconnected. He didn't even look at it really, I guess. So, yeah, now it's just fine. Now I'm back down to the wheel seat speed sensor, which controls the traction control and all that, which has been for a long time, and it's either a crushed or broken wire. That's what it says on the left front. So, yay, it's almost back to normal. Blackwater River at Old 65. Come out of Walmart here in Sedalia, and now I'm very confused. Two GT, well, two Grand Ams, one's a GT. Well, diesel flipped over, I guess, on the other way, and traffic is really backed up on westbound. Holy moly. Glad I'm going the other way. Sunset barely peeking at the end of the clouds there. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. Of course, it's a lot more orange than camera does. Go figure. I don't know if you can see that shit. Good Lord, look at those bugs buzzing. Jesus. Ugh. Don't know what kind of bird that was. Almost looks like a crow with a blue head. Don't know though. Pretty cool. Boy, that is a really orange sunset. Of course, the camera brightens it up so much and makes it look yellow. When into my eye, you know, it's orange or some red. I mean, I wonder if I can... Oh, shit. There we go. I wonder if that's going to work and show up like that. That's what closer to what it looks like to me in my eyes. It's a lot closer. Pretty cool. Look at all these bugs on this wall. Jeez Louise. This little... I don't even know what to call these things. Iowa City getting new signage, replacing the Conoco sign with that. There's more thunder boomers rolling through. A little bit of thunder on. See the rain falling in the distance. That one's dumping good, it looks like. I was wanting to move through Marshall earlier today, and then it rolled through here, but I wasn't here when it rolled through. I was in Marshall, so. There's another one that was forming behind it. It's gonna rain here soon. Okay. Yeah, this new update has really fucked things up. And I can no longer use my volume keys to zoom in and out. So it's really fucking with how I'm doing it. Yeah, look at them rain shafts. That is so neat. It's just getting closer and closer. Wow. Pretty cool. that's going to be picked up on this video. But yeah, it's pouring hard. A lot of thunder in it. Look at those clouds. Goodness gracious. There's like a batch of thunderstorms over there, like maybe 50 miles away, if that. Dang, that is neato. Check out how flat the bottoms are on these, some of them. Look at that. It looks weird. Wow. Pretty neato. Okay. A little darker now. It has gotten a little more active. Although this is just like a corner of it. It's like a little cell we're getting getting clipped by it, kind of. Which unfortunately the interstate's probably going to drown out the rumbly of the thunder with the rumbly of semis hitting the rumble strip on the interstate. Okay, it is June 16th, 2019, and I'm at the Lamine River, at Lamine, on Missouri Highway 41. And this is after it's gone down quite a bit. You can see how far it's been out. I mean, you can see up there to the entrance. And like right up there, almost to the highway there. Oh, excuse me. The drive, or the parking lot area, is still underwater pretty much. Woo, it's stinky out here, I tell you that. You know, right here isn't all that deep, really, per se, I don't think. Like right about where the tracks are going. You can see jackasses have been through there, like, you know, big old doolies. Oh, I'm big, I'm bad, I cut through here. But in all reality, they just got to make it harder for the Missouri Department of Conservation to repair this. As you can tell, you know, all the gravel's pretty much kind of washed away around here. See, right in there. It's going to be soft mud. As all the rock is gone, the gravel. You can see that tree line right there. That's actually where the bank is. Right about there is where I think that's where the boat launch is. I haven't really been down here since they completed the construction of the new bridge. I don't think it actually flooded 41. I think it came close, but I don't think it actually did. Because according to MoDOT, 41 stayed open. At least this part. Now, the part of 41 near the Missouri River, of course, is flooded over, and it still is. Whew. Boy, it really stinks out here. It smells like dead fish. Which, actually, I think of it for a good reason. There's fish carcasses out here where people have been fishing. That's why. Yeah. Another fish carcass. So, yeah, I was coming through, so I just thought I'd fucking go ahead and just stop and document this, I guess. Alright, I am at the Blackwater River in Blackwater on Cooper County State Route K. There's K on the other side of them trees. And it was flooded out over there, so basically Blackwater was pretty much cut off in the rest of Cooper County. You had to take K out to I-70 to get anywhere pretty much. The conservation department's out here on a boat somewhere. But it has gone down quite a bit. Of course, here comes somebody right now. So I'm trying to do this. It's gone down quite a bit. Of course, when it's all said and done, this boat ramp's going to be scraped off and things just coated in wood. It's still quite a bit up. And down that way, not very far, is where Blackwater River terminates at the main river near I-70. So it's gone down quite a bit, but you can see where it's been out. Okay, I know you can't see shit. Well, neither can I. Because the 3 pole lights on our block are out for some reason. One on the corner. That one is super dim. And that one is super dim. There it goes. That one finally kicked back on fully. That's because I think it's just the storm that's northeast of us that's going to head towards us, or the storm that's that way, east northeast. I guess the lightning from it was bright enough, it kicked these pole lights off. So yeah, I didn't even realize you could really see the lightning from here yet, but you can now. Well, god dang, that was a little bit of a shock. Step outside and it's like completely dark. What the fuck? Alright, when I left, only the pole light in front of my house was back on. The ones on corners hadn't kicked back on yet, like something was wrong. So I guess we'll find out here if they come back. And it looks like they are back.